The 2024 quarterback class has the potential to be one of the best quarterback classes ever. There are consensus big three in Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Jaden Daniels, in no order. But after those two, you have another tier. And this tier lies JJ McCarthy, the most interesting prospect in the entire draft. McCarthy recently won a national championship as the starting quarterback for Michigan, and this rightfully made his draft stock rise, but he still has some massive, unavoidable flaws holding him back. Today's video will be going over those flaws, his strength, potential teams, and my personal draft grade for JJ. But first, why is McCarthy actually rising? Like I said, McCarthy won the national championship, and it was because of his cool and collected performance in that game, so he rose up draft boards. But winning a national championship doesn't instantly make you a first-round pick, let alone top 5. Look at last year where multiple-time national championship Stetson Bennett was picked at 128 by the Rams. So why are organizations so in love with JJ McCarthy? Well, like I said, he's cool, calm, and collected under pressure, and we saw that it's important last season with Brock Purdy. A lot of complaints about JJ's game coming into the NFL are the same Purdy actually faces today. McCarthy was put into an amazing situation with a great defense, run game, and head coach very similar to Purdy right now, with how we saw Niners fans made it this year, and they didn't end up winning. And although they didn't end up winning the Super Bowl, they still felt like hell, and Purdy was solid, but that was the problem. Purdy was only solid. Purdy did not go out there and win the 49ers the game when they needed him most. Like I said, JJ is great at play action and is overall good under pressure, but he's never really had to win important games. He was a game manager, and you can't use a first-round pick on that. Those stats don't make or break a quarterback. Take, for instance, Josh Allen having okay college stats and Tim Tebow having great college stats. But the sheer lack of times McCarthy's had to throw on the ball is very concerning. Like I said, there's just a perfect situation because, spoiler alert, Jim Harbaugh is not a college-level coach, and they had one of the best run games, if not the best run game in college football. But just because players come from good situations doesn't mean they're immediately going to be bad. We've seen Joe Burrow, despite having probably the best receiving duo in all of college football history, he was still successful in the NFL. Granted, he did have one of them in the NFL, but all jokes aside, Joe is still great. And a good situation doesn't make you immediately bad, proven by him. But unlike Joe, JJ hasn't consistently went out there and won his team games. But he still has those tools to win you games. He is great in big games at managing the game. He has some sneaky athleticism and overall great zip while throwing the ball. JJ has those tools, but he definitely probably needs a year to sit, and even then, it needs to be in a great situation. And most of those teams he could go to aren't the best. Obviously, the Commanders or Patriots could take him, but for the sake of mine and the two Commanders fans' mental health, I really hope that they don't take him, especially when there's two quarterbacks that are most definitely better than him. Realistically, Denver and Minnesota are the two most likely places for him to go. It is very likely the Vikings trade up to either 4 or 5, but the Vikings could just easily end up trading up the Patriots to take Drake May or Jaden Daniels. Broncos, in my opinion, are one of the more likely people to take them because Sean Payton has voiced his love for McCarthy, and they have absolutely no quarterback. Like, the Vikings at least have an okay bridge quarterback in Sam Darnold. The Broncos have Jarrett Stidham. He's still in the league? All jokes aside, JJ also could go to the Giants and sit behind Daniel Jones for a year. And I mean, for a year, I mean 4 games before Jones is either benched or injured. Another sleeper is the Seahawks because they have a new head coach. Geno is probably not going to be playing at a good level for much longer. But what about my thoughts on JJ? Is he worth a top 10, 5, or maybe even 3 selection? Hell no! My opinion, JJ is graded as a late first rounder to mid second rounder. And he still sits firmly behind Williams, May, Daniels, and Penix in my quarterback rankings. My ceiling for him is Brock Purdy, with my floor being Sam Darnold, which, I mean, is kind of concerning. But he does actually remind me a lot of Sam Darnold, but he is a lot safer with the ball. But with all that being said, what are your thoughts? Would you spend a first-round pick on JJ McCarthy? Go ahead and tell me in the comments below, because, god damn it, man, it's draft season.